Well, hello and welcome back to a new video on this channel. We are talking about a new feature in Madden Mobile 25, and that is the weekend draft. Yes, if you remember from several years ago, they had this and it was a really fun feature, so we'll be talking about it. And if you haven't yet, please like and consider subscribing to our channel. So basically, starting on Friday, December the 6th, they're going to have this new feature, Weekend Draft Champions, where you get a chance to start with the base team and then round by round draft more players to add to your team. So when you do this, you're actually playing with a different team than your normal team. Okay? And these are the guidelines and rules. Basically, you have certain rounds. First one is epic defense, the second one is epic offense, and goes through. And so I'll show you in a minute how the draft would work. But basically, you just add newer, better players to your base team, and then you compete like you would normally do with other against other players in the weekend tournament for prizes, training points, etc. So pretty cool. And they got a couple new things. You get bonus rounds if you pay Madden Cash, and if you make certain milestones, then you get to add even more. So fun times. So to get to it, first of all, you have to go over to this lower right section, which is the competitive section over here. You should see it. Yep. So basically arena. So you go to that, and they have this new area right here called Draft Champions. So you go ahead and click on that, and that brings us to this, and it goes the rules here. And so we're going to go ahead and let's start the draft. All right. So it's going to start with the round, and then these are the players that you have a choice of adding. You want to pay attention to your lineup down below because you've got offense, defense, and special teams. So we'll start with adding this middle linebacker, Devin Lloyd, to the defense. And you see when you add a new player, the old ones are taken out. So you're upgrading your team each round. And then you can select on the different sections, whether it's offense, defense, special teams. Then you have the confirm button, and you have this other feature called a re-roll over here, where for Madden Cash you can get newer players. So that new player is added, and then we go to the next round. So, running backs are always good, but you only have 2 slots. So I think I'll take Isaiah Pacheco, but it would be tempting to take other players. So the thing about this is you only have a certain number of players to upgrade. You can't upgrade your whole team. There's only a certain number of rounds. So I think running back again, it's tempting. I don't want a fullback, but it's either running back or fullback at this point. So I guess we'll go with Travis Etienne. You can look at their stats. So if you flip the cards over, you can look at individual stats. So that's not a bad thing when deciding. But if you know nothing else, just look at their OVR, which is the green number in the lower right of each card. So, well, looking at this, Amon-Ra St. Brown's probably the best, but let's look. Well, the other one is a little bit quicker, but he's got better mental and receiving stats. So we'll go with Amon-Ra St. Brown. So let's see. So now this is defense. We should probably go standard linebacker, not middle. You want to diversify your team. You want to upgrade, at least some different levels of the defense and different parts of the offense. These look really good. But yeah, this one on the left, you can see that's got better stats, quickness, and physical. So Patrick Surtain will take. And then we're going to keep going through the different rounds. So So at this point, I might take a quarterback, but I might hold out and see if I get a better one. Quarterback, for me, is not quite as important as a rusher, or as a running back, I mean. But we'll see. I'm also tempted to take a good tight end. The problem with this tournament is that you don't really know what the next rounds are going to hold. So you might get a really, really good mythic player, but it might be a duplicate of a player you've already gotten. So definitely going to take some defense here. It's tempting to take just the highest one, but I already have a linebacker, and we need to make sure your secondary is upgraded. That's the defensive backs, and you do have the reroll option, but do note that it's now gone up in price from 100 to 150. Now that we're in the iconic range, so ooh, this is interesting. The highest one is an offensive lineman. Offensive line definitely helps you, but I don't know if it's worth your best player. This is really difficult. And I already have 2 good running backs, or at least 2 upgraded running backs, I should say. I might go a second tight end. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'll go a second tight end, because you can have 2 tight ends with the flex spot. So, well, now this is a decision. Amon-Ra St. Brown is here again, but I already got him, and I can't have him in 2 slots. So he basically would be pushed out of the other one because he's in both. I could take Juwan Jennings, that would be my final wide receiver slot. Kick returner I wouldn't really recommend, but you could take one. So I could just go defense on this, but I don't know. This is kind of difficult. I think I'll just end up going with the wide receiver, Juwan Jennings, and round that out. Yeah, I'll just go do that. I'm tempted to reroll, but I don't want to spend Madden cash if I can help it. So now we're going to start getting into the really good players, which is awesome. So I definitely, let me check my defense. I think I need some help at safety or corner safety. So yeah, you want to make sure you get a good assortment of players. And so if you don't have any good safeties, you should definitely get at least one. Whoa, here's some really good players now. I wish I could add all 5, but obviously we can't. So we'll have to look at the stats. There's 3 linebackers here. And it looks like LT Lawrence Taylor in the left side over here is the fastest and also the more physical. Yeah, we'll have to go with LT. So I'll go ahead and go with, although it could use a safety. I don't think I'm going to go D-tackle, although I could use a D-tackle. Yeah, I'll just go linebacker. So I'm going to have some good linebackers. And again, we do have the reroll, but look, it's gone up to 200. So, all right, we're getting toward the end. And here are some really good players. And boy, I really, really, really wish that I had a quarterback to choose from at this point, but I don't. I'm going to have to take the halfback. The only problem is it's going to push out one of my other draftees. Ooh, but Ricky Williams, 144 overall mythic halfback. It's going to really, really, really be helpful. So it's going to push out Travis Etienne, I believe. And I'm full at wide receiver too, so I can't add Tyreek Hill, and I don't want to add an offensive lineman. Not at this stage. So if I can rewind, I would go back and take an O lineman in one of the epic rounds. So, and look here, we get to add a Marvel, either CeeDee Lamb or Max Crosby. I'm going to get Max Crosby, but if you have a wide receiver slot, I would highly recommend taking CeeDee Lamb. And so that'll help me with the defense. So I'll have 2 good DNs. So it's saying, do you want to purchase a bonus round? So for $250, do you want to get more? I'm going to skip. I might do it another time, but for purpose of this video, I'm just going to go ahead and start playing. So if you're still watching at this point, thank you. I do appreciate patience. So if you're still watching, I'll do a quick run through. This is my team, and if you look, yep, I've got a base quarterback, Jared Goff. But do keep in mind that you're going up against a mostly base defense with a few upgraded players. So one of the things I'll talk about here in a minute when we start playing is if you can identify the good players on the opposing defense, sometimes you can scheme and stay away from them. So that's one strategy I've used in the past. Oh, look, we're playing against somebody whose power, her overall is not quite as high as ours. So that always helps. So maybe they drafted poorly, or they didn't know how to do it. All right, so we're going to get the return and just, run it up there. Hope there's not a fumble. So let's look at the play call in the playbook. It looks like it's a base playbook. I did read an update right around the time I'm making this video that, almost got the corner, that was a glitch and they're working on upgrading. But for right now, we've got a limited playbook. So let's just do inside cross. And I want to get the tight end going this way. And yep. So they've got some base players there. I haven't seen an iconic player yet, but keep a watch for the really good players. Whenever they tackle, it tells you who they are, so you can easily find out who it is. It's a good run. Oh. So Ricky Williams, obviously the running back, is doing good so far. So I'm going to run it this side, and if he could just get into open space, I think it would be good. So I might try a play action, but again, there's not really all that good options. So, nope. I'm glad that wasn't intercepted. So 3rd and 2, I'm just going to run it. Just make sure we pick up the first down. And so I'm watching, but I haven't seen any iconic players. Maybe they didn't draft too many on defense. Well, needless to say, since we're moving the ball, it doesn't matter, but that is one thing you can pay attention to. Oh, there goes the fullback. Okay, so they got an iconic safety, Devin Ward, so that's one thing to note. So let's keep going. Get it. Yep, we got it in. Okay, so that was a relatively quick drive. So for 2-point conversion, I almost always try to run it in, especially if it's arena. If it's LVL, and I have a strong opponent, I might try a pass, but most of the time I just do halfback dive straight in the middle. All right, so for purposes of this video, I'm going to hit save and exit, but I'll show you the summary here of what happened. So I was leading, and they've already taken some drives, so it looks like they're not going to score everything. So first drive, I got an interception, so that's good. And then if you want to see the final result, I'll just scroll down and show you. So that was my first touchdown, and then after their first drive, I think they were able to complete another touchdown, and then I got one. That was a really good one. And then they scored some more, and so, but luckily I was able to score a touchdown in all 3 of my drives. Ricky Williams did a lot of the work and a lot of the heavy lifting, and so 22-16 I won. So when I won, I got some training points as a result. So yay. So that's good. And if you keep playing different rounds, you get different milestones. So certainly fun. So, well, I hope you enjoyed this video and that it was informative. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe to this channel. I do respond to comments, so if you have any suggestions for new videos or anything else, I appreciate it. Thanks, and have a great day.